Associação Internacional de Boxe Amador, Governo do Estado do Rio de Janeiro, Suderge, Petrobras e Governo Federal. Organização, Confederação Brasileira de Boxe. Bem-vindos às semifinais. Luta de número 133. Árbitro.
Hasn't quite figured out what he wants to do against Jantony Ortiz. It's okay for now. It's the first round, an opportunity to figure out one another's styles and figure out your own rhythm. However, likely down on points in a big way through round one, Carlos Suarez is going to need to pick action up in round number two. A left-right combination by Ortiz, followed by a nice counter left hook by Carlos Suarez, and now Carlos Suarez backs up. He retreats a little bit, and as he ties up, grabs the head of Ortiz. The referee is going to issue a caution. Ortiz comes forward, lead right hand by Suarez to end round number one. See some action from round number one. We've already got a commanding lead, 9-1. Does Jantony Ortiz have after the first round? Ortiz took third, grabbed the silver at the Pan American Games in Guadalajara, Mexico in 2011. Carlos Suarez took first place at the Trinidad and Tobago National Championships this year in 2012. Round two underway. Ortiz out of Puerto Rico in the red corner. Suarez out of Trinidad and Tobago in the blue corner. There are 3 remaining spots for the 2012 Summer Games in London in this 46-49 pound weight class. That means the winner of this contest right here will guarantee himself a ticket to London. And the loser may actually be able to go as well. That'll depend on the outcome of the finals tomorrow night. It's a slight mathematical calculation to determine. However, we will keep you abreast of the situation as it develops. But right now, Jantony Ortiz looking good. He's hungry for a shot at the Olympic Games. And he's ripping some good lefts and rights to the body right there of Carlos Suarez. Suarez has his back up against the ropes, and now Ortiz digging lefts to the body, then back upstairs. Suarez doing a good job countering with a right hand, and now he's doing his best to cover up, but Jantony Ortiz is really letting his hands go. He's pressing the action. He is like a wet blanket on Carlos Suarez, who has not yet been able to figure out a plan here, and looks like the referee is going to separate the action again. It would be nice to see Suarez get his hands up and get back to fundamentals. His body is turned. The left side of his body, his shoulder, is facing Ortiz, which looks like it's making it a little difficult for him to really pick his shots, and he seems a little off balance as well, and perhaps even a little winded here through round two. Throwing one punch at a time. There's a couple of rights and lefts by Suarez. However, they're not really affecting Ortiz, and you can see the difference in the impact of the punches. Every time Ortiz lets his hands go, Suarez really wants none of it, and he tries to tie up when he can. So we're past the halfway point here in round number two. This is a 46-49 kilogram contest. A winner goes to London for sure. Jantony Ortiz again walking his man down. Suarez with a long left jab, misses. A baby left hook, if you will, from outside of range. And there's some nice shots up against the ropes by Jantony Ortiz, who is really letting his hands go with laser beam accuracy. And Suarez needs to do a better job using his feet, using lateral movement to stay away from the hard-charging Jantony Ortiz. Big right hand by Ortiz, scores on the left side of the head of Suarez. Looks like it may have affected him just a little, and Suarez now walking flat-footed away from Ortiz. He's lost the bounce in his step, has Suarez. He rips a left to the body, followed by a right upstairs, mostly blocked by Ortiz. And now Suarez comes forward. Ortiz still bouncing. Look at the hop and the step of Jantony Ortiz versus the flat-footed Carlos Suarez. It's a combination of being tired and perhaps even a combination of also being dissuaded to engage. Every time Suarez tries to let his hands go, he pays the price. Round number 2 in the books as Ortiz starts to pull away from this one. That was an 8-2 round. That's going to bring the total 17-3. Jantony Ortiz over Carlos Suarez. Let's take a look at some of the action from round number 2. You see Ortiz ripping those lefts to the body right there. As he's got Suarez up against the ropes, he goes downstairs with the left, back upstairs with the left, right hand followed by a left uppercut. Some great combination punching by Jantony Ortiz, keeping Suarez off guard, off balance, most importantly off his game. That's the bell for round number 3. Some boxing here. Again, this is Jantony Ortiz, 17 years old. He actually lost to Carlos Quipo earlier this year at the Independence Cup in Dominican Republic. Carlos Quipo, you'll be seeing him up next against Joselito Velasquez. So a lot of these boxers here at this level have faced each other in various international and regional tournaments through their amateur careers, all culminating with the 2012 London Olympics on the horizon. Left hand by Suarez, lefts and rights to the body, shoe shining the midsection of Ortiz. However, those punches don't have much mustard on them. He's quite winded, is Suarez. As we mentioned earlier in round number 2, it looks like he's lost a little bit of the hop in his step, and Jantony Ortiz is going to get a caution from the referee. Rips a right to the body, left-right combination by Suarez, mostly blocked, and now Ortiz continues to stalk his man. And there's that defensive posture of Carlos Suarez. Looks like it's ripe for a counterpunching or a shoulder roll followed by a counterpunch, except he's not really using it the way it ought to be used. That shoulder is not quite helping protect his head as he'd like. There it is again. You see him lift that left shoulder up just a little bit, but he's not coming back with that right hand as he ought to. And Jantony Ortiz continues to have his way here through round number 3. Again, we are at the Maracanazinho Gymnasium here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for the 2012 AIBA American Continental Qualifying event, where these youngsters are vying for tickets to London for the 2012 Summer Games. That's the Olympic Games, in case you were wondering, or in case you just joined us. Jantony Ortiz with a big left right and a chopping right hand, and Suarez is up against the ropes. He covers up. He can barely get his shots off as Ortiz is just barraging him with punches, and an off-balance and off-kilter Carlos Suarez looks like he's just about had it here. There's under a minute to go, and that minute cannot expire soon enough for Jantony Ortiz, who smells victory at his doorstep. Left-right by Suarez, followed by a left-right by Ortiz, and here comes Suarez with a left-right and another right hand. Left hand by Suarez. Ortiz chops back with a right hand, followed by a left. And now Ortiz continues to press the action. Suarez puts his head down as he's done through much of the contest, although in that instance the referee issued a caution to Ortiz for facilitating the head of Suarez going down. And there's a left hook by Suarez off the ropes, sails over the head of Ortiz, and Ortiz turns, and there's a turnaround right hand by Suarez, and it's getting a little messy in here with just under 10 seconds to go. Suarez has not stopped, though. He continues to fight back the best he knows how. And as boxing resumes, it also finishes. As you see the chest pounding of Jantony Ortiz, who just sealed himself a ticket to London. Congratulations. That was a 6-1 round by Jantony Ortiz of Puerto Rico. And he'll go to London. Carlos Suarez now, incidentally, still gets a chance to go. It'll depend on tomorrow night's results. If Jantony Ortiz takes the gold tomorrow over the winner of your next contest, that will mean that Suarez lost to the guy that won, and he'll be able to slip in the back door and get himself a spot to London. But right now, we will await the official decision of this contest. 23-4, Jantony Ortiz, 17-year-old from Puerto Rico. Congratulations, as he will get the nod. Good job by Carlos Suarez, who gave it his all. And you see the victory lap around the ring by Jantony Ortiz. Well done indeed. Stay tuned. The next bout will begin at 15:30 local time. This is Castle Chalice.